obnoxious,
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 obnoxious.
that way.
Or option 2 is that the most obnoxious prick in the office who would rather do anything other than actually work played a practical joke on you.
A self-centered, obnoxious jerk.
Caveman like hairy knuckle, single chromosomal, obnoxious, uneducated, ignorant asshole who I would like to fuck hard and long!
Don't you dare! He's probably fat and obnoxious by now.
Maybe he's just fat.
Your fighting style is so obnoxious.
Seagal, ain't on deadly ground. Impenetrable. No offense.
Following it.
Oh, okay, agreed. I know I hate some of the obnoxious and degrading things that I read every day. And if I see one more...
I know she can be obnoxious sometimes, but she's young and she's really got a good heart. She's going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Is that obnoxious and rude?
Gone.
That obnoxious guy who had his seat changed. Was this originally where he was supposed to sit?
Yes, but Mr. Ford put in a request for that seat.
Playing it safe. Now, there are the pushy, obnoxious moms who try and get involved, nudge them towards one another.
You have a drink that'll make him less obnoxious?
I can be kind of obnoxious in a really fun and entertaining way. And since it's already come up... Brochure.
brochure, brochure,
Brochure.
Brochure.
I want to stay at the other hotel, the one that's in the brochure. The brochure.
Mrs. Ainsley, prepare to be amazed. This is...
All right, Bert. This is the brochure for my new signature hotel. Doug.
This is amazing. It's even better than the brochure. Brochure. Baby, look at this.
No way!
How about you, Nick? Gonna sit there and read your brochure. Ah, what's the matter? You're scared you might pull your pants off and she'll see you little pecker.
Did you look at his credentials or even read that brochure that you signed? I mean, my God, unbelievable. I'd like to have a look at this guy.
Don't lose hope. Alice, I read your name in the Alzheimer's Association Care Conference brochure. You're going to give a speech.
Will you be there?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Page. Wait, is this a brochure for pastry school? Why are you hiding a pastry school brochure?
Your face is a pastry school brochure!
For ranch hands, they're the ones in the red bandanas in the brochure and all around here.
That's a brochure for Maple Park. Best assisted living center in the country.
AICD pacemaker. If you have any questions about this procedure, here's an informative brochure.
Let me know. When I became union rep, they sent me a bunch of brochures. Let me know. When I became union rep, they sent me a bunch of brochures.
Intimidate.
intimidate, intimidate,
Intimidate.
Intimidate.
But I don't want you to be intimidated. Intimidated.
Aw, you're so sweet. Let me tell you how this is gonna work. I'm gonna take your account.
Christy. Bobby, remember what I told you? There are bad people out there who want to intimidate us because we represent something very threatening to them, to the status quo.
You know, I realize that I don't really know anything about you, other than the fact that you are intimidated by my stream. You know, Mr.
Pay somebody off, we'll pay somebody off. If we have to lean on somebody, intimidate somebody, we'll intimidate somebody. We're experienced. This is our business.
That's powerful stuff. Thank you.
And I'll tell you, we have to pay somebody off, we'll pay somebody off. If we have to lean on somebody, intimidate somebody, we'll intimidate
Stop it! Are you trying to spook him?
What are you talking about?
He's already intimidated by you after you criticized his sets.
Oh, please. I could not be the only person that found his unicorns distracting.
Let me talk to him first.
He's a beast, man.
All right, yeah, no, I get it. This is when you try to intimidate me.
No, hey, good luck.
Hey, did you ever hear about those illegal baby fighting rings they got south of the border?
It's not a real...
Okay. I understand your impulse to try to physically intimidate me. I mean, you can't compete with me on an intellectual level, and so you're driven to animalistic puffery. Yeah, not my point.
I know what your point is. You're intimidated by Amy's intellect. To that I say, buck up.
Okay, let me just...
My stature intimidates her, so she's using you to get to me. Crap.
Hello?
Hi, Dad.
What is this somehow supposed to intimidate me?
I just wanted to say goodbye.
There's no point. Willa doesn't like me. I intimidate her.
We can't avoid the battle, but we can choose the battlefield. Set up a meeting at the White House. We'll intimidate him with formality.
Yes, sir.
Helicopter.
Helicopter.
Helicopter. Helicopter. Helicopter.
Marine 2, it's not the president's helicopter. It's a helicopter. It's a helicopter. It's actual Marines. Brody.
Kind of skiing that they drop you from the... How do you say in English?
Helicopter. Helicopter. Helicopter.
Yes. Swim with the Miami Dolphins. Take a tour on one of those.
Helicopter. Helicopter.
Even though I put that you've been to Phoenix.
Oh, I jumped out of a helicopter yesterday into the ocean and had a shark fight.
And that's one party we're gonna love to poop.
Well, that said, the last ingredient in the recipe is Da Vinci's model of a helicopter.
On display for 3 days only at the Louvre in Paris.
As opposed to the Louvre. You play this one pretty smart. Decoy trucks, you switch safes, the helicopter routine. I mean, that was pretty damn good.
In this country, money also let me build that maternity ward at the hospital, and money is going to pay for that helicopter's new window.
Sister, I can't afford to get that drunk. I gotta be able to fly my helicopter out of here. All right, tell you what I'll do.
Nice to see you again, Miss Smoke. You two know each other?
So sorry, I am late. Traffic was terrible, which is why I took my helicopter. I parked on your roof. I hope that's okay.
Your helicopter is back on the roof. I didn't crash it. Turns out, it actually had keys. And this.
Opposing viewpoints.
Helicopter. Just keep going.
I would consider all perspectives, and I wouldn't ignore
You
opposing.
suck!
Luke!
You have to be ready for hecklers.
He's right.
Okay.
You ever seen the city at night by helicopter? It's quite spectacular. Alive or dead? Please be more specific.
1 helicopter. 1 vegetarian takeout meal.
Helicopters.
We need to move.
Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. Feedback. Feedback.
What do you think? Too diabolical? Give me some feedback. Give me some feedback. Give me some feedback.
Most children speak and understand their mother tongue before the age of 4 without lessons, homework, or much in the way of feedback. How do they accomplish this remarkable feat?
Shape.
Whose notes are those?
Oh, just feedback. Feedback from who?
Hey, Colleen.
Hey, listen, we got great feedback on you last time.
Oh, yeah?
Well, no.
So I heard Clark has gotten some feedback from New York on our fun part book. So New York.
Everything's great on an ultra-precise 100-point scale and no place for feedback.
Excellent.
If readers want to bitch about, they'll have to go on their Twitters. Good taste is not a democracy.
Excuse me.
Hey, make sure your phone's turned off. I think we're getting some feedback out here.
Oh.
Give me some feedback on my stories.
And by feedback, he means a wall of praise.
Resume is a little thin.
I've been doing it for 6 months or so, but I've gotten some great feedback, and I have a ton of referrals if you want.
I've almost got it. They're using a type of audio modulation here, like a feedback loop.
Hey, Mama.
Why did you stop? Come on, I want feedback.
Please check the sound system. I won't tolerate feedback.
Compatible.
Compatible. Compatible.
Compatible.
Compatible.
No reason. Have you ever noticed that we have compatible facial features? Compatible facial features. Compatible facial features.
Ew.
Riley.
Taurus and Cancers are sort of soulmates of the zodiac. We're like perfectly compatible, and I balance what you lack and you make up for what I lack.
We're not compatible. We're not compatible. We're not compatible. She sees the world one way, I see it the other way.
Never at the head of the class, but we could hold our own in the fight. And it turns out we had a unique skill. We were drift compatible.
I don't understand. We were 97% compatible on the website.
We also find ourselves compatible in matters of the flesh. Earned it yet?
A mix of different cell types, which is compatible with teratoma. Is that what you're saying?
Shooter, you know? Plus, Emily's software said we're totally compatible. Not so much with his wife.
Cucumber.
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 This is an abnormally large cucumber. Large cucumber. Large cucumber.
It's not like that.
Are you sure? I mean, he did have his cucumber jammed into your thigh.
What the fuck is this?
It's water infused with cucumber, rose petal, and harvest sandalwood.
I'm not the England of doilies and cucumber sandwiches.
It's a slat. What is that? That's a, Kenny, come on, draw something, buddy. Come on.
String.
Come on, son. Rocket.
Oh, wait,
It's a
you know what that is?
rocket.
Is that a
or,
cucumber? This is really stupid.
Oh, he's not digging that. Sorry about the thruster, buddy. That is a big sea cucumber. He has no idea how beautiful it is.
There's Charity too.
Cucumber sandwiches and scones. There, you're done.
Cucumber water for customer only.
Lily got a little brag. You got a cucumber stand once, big guy.
Hey, look at this. He tips his hat to the maid, cool as a cucumber.
Is that a lot of practice?
With me? I'm even thinking about pickling my own cucumbers.
Why would that be between you and me?
Garbage. Garbage.
Garbage.
Garbage.
Garbage.
I need a drink.
I'll get the typewriter.
Toss it in the garbage. Garbage. Garbage.
This might be a good place to write.
She's a...
Oh boy, you guys talking about this? It's garbage. 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 It's nothing. What are you talking about? You heard something.
It made noise.
What are you doing up here anyway? You work on the ground floor now. Just trying to stay on Mansfield's radar so he'll remember how impressive I am. By holding a garbage can? No, not a garbage can. Actually, 5 garbage cans. It's my new Brown system.
That was your boss?
Yeah, he wants me to clean up garbage. I'm like, yo, what color do I look like you again, asshole?
Yeah, well, I just want to let you know I'm more than just a garbage man. That's right. I've always wanted one of these.
Apparently, it makes the old Phase 1 pen look like a stick of garbage.
Oh.
I'm gonna go get settled. It was really great seeing you.
Really? What are you hearing?
Yeah, the usual garbage. Lockhart and Gardner's breaking up. I know it's nonsense.
You know them.
Senorita, I know everybody tries to peddle shit in sunny LA. And I mean shit. They grow garbage. They are garbage.
I just need some time alone.
Because I used your toothbrush?
And you wouldn't take out the garbage?
Garbage Island. You haven't heard of Garbage Island? It's an island made of garbage. It's in the Pacific Ocean. It's
Jolt. Jolt. Jolt.
Jolt. Jolt.
Arrived a little early with a game-changing jolt to the White House race. Call it a
I've been waiting over an hour. I understand you've had a jolt, Mr. Gold. There's no need to get all charged up. We're having a busy morning here. So
No, Rachel.
Cattle can be stubborn. Takes a real jolt to get them going.
Must hurt.
Brody has a meeting this morning at the CIA. We want to throw him a jolt, so we figured go for his Achilles heel.
Well, since you cut me off and told me that I was a loser.
I was just trying to jolt you into adulthood.
You're both gonna get electrocuted.
Yeah, but I felt the jolt, I can tell you. The other guy, he ain't gonna be ready for it. Oh.
Some of us need the jolt to hit that target heart rate.
All he ever wanted to be is a member of the club.
Hey, I'm gonna give you a little jolt, okay? Just enough to keep you going.
They just need a jump start.
Okay, how do we do that? How do we jump start me? We need to replicate the initial jolt to your system.
But that would mean a peak current of at least 20,000 kiloamps.
Are you in? When I touched Flash the other night, I felt a jolt of electricity. The only other time I have ever felt anything.
A hardware hack. Just stick it in, twist, give it a little jolt. It'll open any lock in the building.
Safeguard.
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 Safeguard. Safeguard.
Safeguard, safeguard, safeguard our future.
I just love that. The machine itself.
Any machine like this has to have safeguards. 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 They can't keep a boatload of acid around without any way to neutralize it.
Of our free total protection plan, which safeguards your credit rating against theft and fraud.
Yes, please, if it's...
It's worth it to safeguard the future of our people.
As long as there's men who think like you, our people have no future. He's a traitor and a coward.
Address is the only way to safeguard its security.
You're kidding. You're ransoming my business and...
So that's what we're tasked with, my squad, to safeguard this artwork.
They can give him to Bill Davenport? Does he look like he needs some money?
Well, it's used to pay for safeguards like showers and air regulators.
This is the best way to safeguard the fleet.
The president.
In the meanwhile, our job remains the same. That is to safeguard the people of Chicago so you keep your heads down and you handle your business.
Deem.
Deem. Deem. Deem.
Deem.
Be really careful the first few weeks. Her behavior could still be deemed suspicious and give us away.
The wall of life had been deemed unbreachable by its builders. Why the hell are we even building it? City code.
That thing.
When you deem me worthy, I'd like to know what happened between you and Eddie.
Thank you. This year, in honor of the late Don LaFontaine, the Golden Trailer Awards have deemed this the perfect occasion to unveil the first trailer for the Amazon game.
They attached a price.
In exchange, Danny looked the other way while the assets seized from every group deemed a terrorist organization were funneled
into their private account.
She always left clues behind for her little sister Ruthie, or anyone else she deemed worthy. I was never one of those people.
Organizations.
Their actions must have been deemed inappropriate to get them kicked out, not just drug offenses, but violence as well.
If you cooperate, I will set you free when I deem the time to be right.
Save those that you deem worthy and what? And just forget the rest?
Christina, a psychiatrist, given several opportunities, has deemed me unfit to do my job.
He'll get over it. Just go back in a couple of days.
You know why? Perhaps you should ask the machine for a bit more information about Cyrus Wells before you deem him insignificant.
Holocaust. Holocaust.
Holocaust.
Holocaust.
Holocaust.
Why is that, Mr. Fishbein?
They allowed Holocaust deniers to organize on their site.
And why is that a problem for you?
Well,
All right, let's go.
Oh, that's fine. Have fun with my grandmother's ghost. She talks in her sleep about the Holocaust. The Holocaust. The Holocaust.
It's a precious family heirloom.
Our grandmother risked her life to save that teapot during the Holocaust.
I bought it from the old lady. She gave me a really good deal.
This is one rude goodbye. You could have just bought us pastries.
I don't have a problem with an atomic holocaust.
That's a spirit. We're pioneers of the mind in this classroom.
It's yesterday.
Could you, how'd you do it?
Mr. Fishbein, the Holocaust survivor?
By the Holocaust. Obviously comparing myself or anyone to Anne Frank.
You don't look Jewish to me.
I'm Lutheran from Norway, but they're not allowed to ask you about that on account of the Holocaust. So I don't say shit.
Well, I know her name don't sound Jewish, but she's Jewish on her mama's side, and her great uncle died in the Holocaust, and she taught me the Hebrew alphabet for granola bars.
All right, this is nothing. We're prepared for a nuclear holocaust. This is just a few days in the hospital.
Are we expecting a nuclear holocaust?
No, we're trained for disasters.
For the former slaves held on this ship, but for you, the people, the survivors of the Holocaust, and the children of humanity's future.
You betrayed your entire race. You're the man responsible for the Holocaust, and I'm here to see that you're exposed and sentenced to death as the traitor you really are.
That was me. We died in a Holocaust.
Then why are we still alive? That happened 2,000 years ago.
Flank. Flank. Flank.
Flank.
Flank.
We'll take up. You guys flank around from there. Flank around from there. Flank around from there.
Check the flanks! Check the flanks! Check the flanks! Secure the perimeter! I'll hold it! Vent the coolant on the left flank!
Coolant, venting, CO2. Venting coolant.
Right full rudder. All ahead flank. Emergency dive. Right full rudder. All ahead flank. Dive.
That's pretty simple. Anybody got any questions so far?
What's a flank?
A défilé?
Yeah, what's grazing fire?
Carvings of fruit and nuts. 3 spiraled, tapered columns flank the doors. The lower body has 2 drawers.
There are 2 papal states flank your land and mine.
This is amazing. What am I eating?
Grilled flank steak with red chard, currants, and homemade harissa.
Your left flank is vulnerable.
They need to flank him on the next street. Contain him, but stay back.
This polycystic kidney disease?
No UTIs or flank pain.
I see ice squares. This is the place.
Bring your men up on the flank.
Flank the building. I want a team out back covering every window.
Take your berserkers. I'll go with Hal and his unit. We'll flank the area. We'll suss it out, but we're not doing anything to jeopardize the position of the second mass.
Obvious. 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 Obvious.
Because of the X-ray vision, of course.
No, I can just see him. It's a cafe table. I mean, it's really obvious. The obvious. The obvious.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, it's obvious. Well, it's obvious. Well, it's obvious. You've never had to remove a cheese stain.
They're beneath us, aren't they?
I think so.
Why are they beneath us, Bob?
Well, it's obvious.
Didn't you find growing up that girls had a certain power over...
What's fucked up here, besides the obvious, is here you are, filing for divorce. And then this happens.
You don't. I come to you. My privacy is very important to me for obvious reasons.
Fair enough.
I beg your pardon?
Why a goblin?
It's obvious. Goblin signifies the spirit of negation.
So you're Frederick the Arm Wrestler.
You have an eye for the obvious, Zeus.
God, why did you guys even break up in the first place?
Well, it was obvious it wasn't going to work out.
It would be more obvious when counting to orient oneself towards the opposite cardinal direction, the east, and the rising sun.
The obvious answer would be steroids, but since we've already ruled them out, so
From somewhere.
I'm sorry. Are we overlooking the obvious here? He hit some turbulence, slipped out of his sleigh, and fell to his doom.
To discuss it.
No. You don't like to discuss it because it raises an obvious question.
Infest. Infest.
Infest. Infest. Infest.
Hunting mice and rats.
For the crew, the hold was probably infested with mice. Infested with mice. Infested with mice. What if that's the difference?
Local government hanging out in there.
Yeah, I doubt there'll be much hanging since you told everyone we were infested with bedbugs. Now I have to have a whole fake fumigation.
The house is infested with toxic mold, and they can't start taking down the walls without protection, but there's no danger to you.
Are you sure?
Sure, they were generous enough to let you sit on their furniture, which was infested with rat lice. You have typhus.
You're the reason this island is infested with criminals. God teaches us not to cheer when others stumble.
A house is infested. Termites, cockroaches, whatever. Homeowners hire a pest control company.
And why he's still making our food when they're the infested ones?
Oh, shit. No, man. Protein, crunch, it's all good.
Can eat 200 times their own weight, and they're not being choosy. Of my initial survey, more than half our crops are already infested with caterpillars.
What are you looking at?
Science, like when the dough magnetized or the crops were infested.
So you'll solve everything.
And by all means, once inside, keep your wings hidden. This vile city is infested with the lowest of our kind, and as we very well know, armed with Imperial steel.
Not with the extinction of the human race.
Father's house was infested. When it's clean, he'll come back.
The water I found in the victim's esophagus, not from the lake. Lake water is microorganism infested. Water in his throat, deionized brine water.
The powder on the path is called Sacchalis cereale, rye flour. And it's infested with the fungus Claviceps purpurea.
Formed in the ergot stage of fungal development, it's hallucinogenic. The natural...
Hell. 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 Hell.
Hell. Why are you crying?
Why do you hate me?
Oh, hell. Haley, I don't hate you.
Answer. Stop her from leaving.
Go to hell.
Fucking hell.
What the hell?
If I even dreamed of defecting, Penelope and the others would make my life hell. Or more hell.
You said it.
Oh, I think he's got bigger things on his plate.
So you're not worried about hell?
Let me let you in a little secret, kid. There is no hell.
Seriously? No hell? That's fantastic!
Down for the night, they want to go to dinner.
Oh, hell. The boring guy and the loudmouth.
I know, I was so excited that they called.
I don't want to see them.
I know.
It's criminal law, like a Perry Mason.
Okay, so I'm not a real lawyer, but Perry Mason is?
Oh, hell. Hello, Dee Dee. How you doing?
Oh.
Archie? What is it? Archie. The dust.
She's already used it herself. Bloody hell.
Come on, they're gonna need help.
Go to hell.
Penetrate. 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 Penetrate.
Penetrate.
Refreshing. Even now, Sophie's smile still penetrates my soul.
Now you believe we have souls.
Wait for the moment that our eyes finally penetrate the inside of the subject. Look, Mara.
The dude.
Stacy, the Trebles don't respect us, and if we let them penetrate us, we are giving them our power.
Not a good enough reason to use the word penetrate.
Sir, we will lose power before we penetrate that shell.
Find it.
Don't ask, kid.
If this thing does what it says, it will allow us to penetrate their protection.
Oh, yeah?
Their wands won't protect them anymore.
It occurs between the surface and the first 100 meters depth, where the rays penetrate the ocean.
My light barely penetrates. And it's cold.
Streets happens to penetrate the body armor and chest cavity of an LAPD officer.
Are you saying Guilfoyle never penetrated my network?
Israeli jets weren't able to penetrate the deeper bunkers.
Penetrates plate at 200 yards.
Barter.
Barter. Barter.
Barter.
Barter.
Of course, even if you want more, I'm open to barter. I'm open to barter. I'm open to barter.
I don't think it knows about money. I think it's barter gas. Barter gas. Barter gas.
We only pull 30% commission.
What is it you do again? You buy tires?
Among other things, yeah. I work in corporate barter. I'm a facilitator.
Traded it to get this. It's called barter trade.
Very good.
I see. Stump is, who's going to mind your ma at the barter? She got no tongue for haggling, not like you and me.
Cash deposit, we only accept American currency, and we no longer barter.
Fee for his expertise about the key.
So you guys work a barter system?
No, the last time I had an
I'm proposing a simple barter.
We barter goods and services for vegetables, meat.
No give and take, barter exchange. Human nature.
Been dying to try. Sure we could barter a couple house calls for a meal or two?
Honestly, I'm beat. I'm gonna check on that resolution.
I think Moscow would certainly see it as a sign of goodwill.
Well, we don't barter goodwill for the freedom of American citizens.
Lax. 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 Lex.
Lax?
We should be further along with new media acquisitions. You're being too lax. Relax. Relax.
Maybe he saw it as his duty to show us how lax our security was. We can't rule that out as a possibility.
Dorota has obviously become lax in announcing visitors.
There's no need to reprimand the hell Louis invited me in.
Love Cali! Not that I've been, but I've read everything by Didion. I went through a phase where I was obsessed with 1960s surfing movies. Way more lax than East Coast. Do you play ping pong? Wait, don't answer that.
It's a highfalutin way of saying that the gun laws are lax at best. After the 2008 elections, the Floridians were...
Paul Reeves had over 20 open cases, and he was taking on some major players. A hospital chain that defrauded Medicare, a lab at Latham Pharmaceuticals cited for lax storage practices, and a company that sold the VA defective medical equipment.
I feel the heavy.
You're so terrified. What if it doesn't know not to pick up knives or stick its finger in an electric socket? You were pretty lax, Mom. I was the one who told you to turn the pot handles towards the stove so I couldn't reach them. Honey, I didn't worry about...
103 was white and normal looking.
I haven't seen a single security camera since we've been here.
It's likely this guy scouted hotels and chose one with lax security. Better be ready to cancel your lunch.
However, due to spotty record keeping and lax internal security procedures since the attack, she believes that we may never know who took the detonators.
Celebrating the victory.
That'll keep their guard down.
Security will be lax.
Cape.
Cape. Cape. Cape. Cape.
Big Mitchum. I'll wear a fucking cape, Big Mitchum.
It was an act of desperation.
Hey, ladies, what's going on? My name is...
Look great in those wench gowns. Ooh, gosh, I hope they give me a cape, too.
Were we not supposed to come in costume?
Come on! Does that look like Frankenstein's head?
Hey, Drac, buddy, what's going on with your cape? What's going on with your cape? What's going on with your cape there?
What do you mean? Hold it! Who pinched me?
Guilty.
You're irresistible.
Love her, and then his wife answers it, and it turns out they were soulmates and didn't even know it. Then they end up making love in capes or on a cape.
Exactly the sort of place which might once have made you panic. You are in Cape Canaveral, and you are head of mission control.
There is a ship bound for Cape Verde, the Basilisk.
Hey guys, hope I wasn't too hard on you out there. Nice cape.
You're gonna have to buy your own cape.
He's back. He was different. Wore a suit.
As in mask and cape?
Jacket and tie. Oh.
You remember the view from the Table Mountain Lodge in Cape Town?
Spider-Man suit?
I didn't say Spider-Man. I said Superman. He had a cape and he was walking with a little girl.
Expel.
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 Sent first to tempt you, but it's not too late. You must push him from you. Expel him. Expel him. Expel him. Trample down the perversion of nature.
Rule number 1 to jump street. Fugazi.
Do not get expelled. Do not get expelled. Do not get expelled.
Nobody in the system knows you're here, all right? Nobody. You get kicked out of school. Mein Kampf. I should expel you. I should expel you. I should expel you.
Go ahead. What, you don't think I could handle it?
No, I think the street would kill you.
I want to see the principal.
That's her, Mom.
You the bitch that expelled my baby? And for what?
Excuse me, maybe.
There's no Megan at the school.
What, you don't believe me?
Do you blame me?
Megan transferred in during the second semester and left right after I got expelled.
David, I was at school with an Ezra who got expelled for punching a swan in the throat.
He said the second novel would be tricky.
The males turned back into their newly won territory, satisfied that she and her cubs have been expelled forever.
She was raped. She is going in front of the University Judiciary Committee today to try and get the guy expelled.
In all your time doing this, have you ever met a demon that you couldn't expel?
Nothing in juvie, but he was expelled from Evergreen State for assaulting his girlfriend.
Sexual?
I'll go to school. You've been expelled. Look, I'm sorry, I can't stay here.
Hey, 2 years running, until I got expelled for breaking my coach's toe.
Highlight.
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 Highlight. Highlight.
It's an odd thing to say. Well, I reckon this will be the highlight of your trip.
Well, the real highlight, of course, will be when we get to Wally World and I take my family on the Velociraptor.
Today I've come to show you our exquisite new line of softer colors in shadows, blushes, and lipstick. Everything you need to accent and highlight your changing look.
My changing look. That's good.
I really like studying with you, too. Your grades are really improving.
Yeah. The studying sessions are like the highlight of my week.
They are?
Yeah.
I'm the toast this year.
Oh, my God. That's like the highlight of Mansfield's year. Are you freaked out?
I was.
See that? It's called a specular highlight. It's like a light in the eye reflected in the eye. See where it is? It's to the left. Now, look.
Yes.
Excuse me. I heard you speak at Harvard. It was a highlight of my time there. I'm Cariagos.
Jeremy, this is my assistant, Hal.
Hey.
Oh, no, I did not book this one. I think I made the fire too real for them and probably failed to highlight the sale, so good for her. And will you excuse me, please?
And Michael returned home as well.
Hey, what happened to you?
Oh, I got highlights. It'll blend in about a week.
Yeah, I actually meant the collapse.
Oh, I don't know. It probably has something to do with the...
And then that stuff's all going on with this Sitwell company. And then we end up playing them in a softball game.
Highlights. Loyal friends.
I'm like, how can...
Romance.
Power grid to the whole city if you told me to.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. Right now, I just need you to highlight a 10-mile radius around this point. Track any calls coming in from this area to the tip line.
Garcia's going over backgrounds again, trying to highlight anyone with tech experience.
She was also doing a full workup on Brinkman and Ruiz.
What's wrong with it?
You look like a slutty highlighter.
I bartended in college, and, well, it's kind of hard to get a job when International Assassin is the highlight of your resume.
You're gonna do great.
Magnanimous.
Magnanimous. Magnanimous.
Magnanimous.
Magnanimous.
He deserves it.
Ah, the magnanimous play. The magnanimous play. The magnanimous play.
No, there's no play, sir.
I just wanted to thank you for your magnanimous gesture with Josh's present.
Oh, you are very welcome. Magnanimous is a good thing, right?
This is going to charge you $200-300 for this sesh. Me, I'll take a tenner. Okay, later, if you're feeling magnanimous, I'll still take a tenner.
How magnanimous of you.
Yes, I thought you'd think so.
He really wants to put you away, you know?
Once you get to know him, his intentions are good.
That's very magnanimous.
So Van Beeper's your dad, yes?
Testing, exactly.
We'll be there, in clever disguises, of course, to see him eviscerate the dry cleaner or fire the bartender, thus proving that he's only pretending to be magnanimous when he knows that I'll be there, or we'll see it in the press.
Or maybe we could buy it. It would be an honor to keep Grace and Manor in the family.
It's a magnanimous offer, but I'm afraid the deal's done.
You know, a less magnanimous man than I might just be thinking he could beat the ever-living snot out of you right now without fear of reprisal.
You want the shot? I think you'll find I can be magnanimous in victory, Admiral.
Allowance.
Allowance. Allowance. Allowance.
Allowance.
It's mine. Not everyone gets an allowance. An allowance. An allowance. Leave.
Open your eyes, John. My mother's family is one of the richest in America. And Robert's on an allowance. An allowance. An allowance.
Is lube. So save your allowance, save your allowance, save your allowance, invest in some soon. All right, moving on.
Because then they can spend their allowance on whatever they want. It teaches them fiscal responsibility.
Teaches them to be.
I need money.
I give you an allowance.
I need more money. $300.
This mission's gonna cost you money. The clothing allowance cut off halfway through the month. Oh my God, can you just please concentrate on getting the new bodyguard? God damn it.
Your allowance, Mr. Pip. Trust you'll find it generous. Your temporary
Emily's read when the man who used to give you your allowance comes to you for a loan.
Well, I never gave her an allowance.
She was talking about her stepfather.
For your loss, I can see a small allowance being made. For goodwill.
No.
What?
You no longer get an allowance.
Get paid.
Just so you know, this is 6 weeks allowance.
You have the coolest parents ever.
Are you gonna eat lunch?
Nah, I blew my food allowance on Pokemon cards.
You can't stay here. Look, I've got some allowance stashed away. It'll be enough for a bus ticket.
No, I can't leave without my stuff.
Banquet.
Banquet. Banquet. Banquet. Banquet.
To the banquet, to the banquet, to the banquet.
I mean, it's going to be work. You know, it's people from work.
Southern California Annual Realtors Banquet. It is the banquet for Southern California Realtors.
There's an awards banquet, an awards banquet, an awards banquet, and a dance afterward.
We sat next to each other at an awards banquet.
Oh, the night he won an award?
There he met the beautiful queen and invited her to a banquet at his palace.
Intriguing. Fingers only meat banquet.
And you've titled chapter 3 of my book.
Gabby, we in the banquet hall? What's all the noise?
It's part of a year. All he laid siege to was the banquet table in the command tent.
CYO Basketball League awards banquet is next week at St. Stephen's. There's
there.
Well, we got a banquet hall full of witnesses saying otherwise.
Right. Well, he was set up.
Set up by who?
ExxonMobil.
Cooperate, we give your people protection and a place at the banquet. Fight us, we break you.